Check 1 2. Check check. Check 1 2. Hey hey hey. Check 1 2. Hey. Hey hey hey. 1 1 2 1 2. Uh. Turn me up. Turn me up.
Down the street, the people all gather round. They gaze in wide wonder at the car I have found. 200 horsepower, no time for chrome. They can tell right away that it's bad to the bone. Grand National Coupe. Wouldn't you really rather have a Buick?
Welcome to Car Talk with Cheryl and
Welcome.
James.
Hello.
Today we're talking about the Buick Grand National.
Yes.
That baby's got horsepower select, twin turbo, 7.0 liter, got your oil, PSI gauge.
I really like the frame off restoration of that rim.
Sequential fuel injection, computer controlled ignition, single Garrett T3 turbocharger. You know about that.
I sure do. That
Optional.
was the 72 mod?
You got it. Optional air-to-air intercooler added in 1986, I might add.
No way.
We're just talking about the basics.
Okay.
Basics. Let me just drop this on you real quick. Torque monster, peak torque at just 2,400 RPM made it feel instant. I'm talking bam.
2,400?
2,400,
Wow.
2400.
Okay.
We ain't gonna make it there. We on 2025. But turbo lag, minimal and mid 80s standard thanks to turning and torque curve.
Tell me more.
Overbuilt, thick block rotating assembly could handle big boosts, which is why many GNX clones are pushing 500 plus horsepower.
500 plus?
Make a grown man cry.
Okay.
Underrated output. You see that Garrett T-Bow turbocharger with ceramic impeller for faster spool up equals less turbo lag.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
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 How are the rims, though?
I got a confession to make, Cheryl.
Okay.
This isn't about the car GNX.
No. Seriously?
No.
Wait, I have to tell them to... I have to tell them
Tell them what?
that it was all a lie.
It's all a lie.
It was all a lie.
This life's a lie.
That's true.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Welcome to A2B. This is Mystery Train A2B presents GNX.
Kendrick is on his way to the car show,
Created by James and Cheryl.
but mostly James.
Yeah, it's okay. So yes, today welcome to Mystery Train. This is the real James and Cheryl.
This is the real one talking.
So that was a cold opening, as they call in show business. So now you guys know that you're in the right talk.
Yeah.
This isn't about
Tricked
cars,
ya.
though we will
We'll
discuss
talk about
the GNX.
the rims.
Talk about them rims, but
Yes.
GNX is a car made by Buick Regal. It is a car that the album we're talking about today was named after. Oh, here's the big reveal.
The car.
This isn't auto body stuff. There you go.
There you go.
Controllers,
It's
DJ
not-
controllers.
No car in
It's
here.
a turntable vinyl.
You can come up and see it if,
Yeah.
if you're not.
But Mystery Train is what is
Convinced.
Mystery Train, Cheryl?
Mystery Train is a radio podcast that we do every 1 to 2 months where we talk a lot about music, but also about life. And we record it downstairs at LG at the Eaton radio booth. And you can look up all our previous episodes at eatonworkshop.com/radio, which is a new site.
Yes. And A2B is a series that we do at Eaton, Hong Kong, and DC, where we talk about albums, the A and B side at length. I won't talk about every single song, but we're going to talk about 5 or 6 selections from the album GNX, Kendrick Lamar 2024. So, why GNX? I feel like this is an album that was kind of misunderstood. So, as somebody
Kendrick fan, Stan.
as a Kendrick fan and somebody who's from California, I wanted to demystify some of the themes and the sounds from the album.
Who here has not listened to the album? Okay. Okay.
Oh, you haven't? Okay. Not yet. Okay, maybe after
I'm
today.
gonna change that today.
But it is actually named after a car, GNX.
How are the rims though?
I don't know how the rims are though. I'm not a huge car guy. Who drives here? Only 3. Yeah, Hong Kong's not a big car culture. Cheryl, do you have your license?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen the rims?
I like I like cars, but
You like Kendrick better.
it's an expensive habit.
Yeah.
But maybe in my later years. So the GNX was a car that was actually produced in 1987 only. Guess what year Kendrick was born, Cheryl?
He is 41.
People in their 20s, everybody is 40 plus. Cheryl's in her 20s.
I think he is 42, no?
No, he's
40?
38. He was born in 1987.
Okay.
That's what I was trying to get
Ah.
at. So he was born in 1987. Only 547 cars were made of this GNX. It's a high performance limited edition version of the Buick Regal. So the album is about, I feel, my interpretation, is about memory and identity and an era. So it's an era that was informed by the music that was played in muscle cars such as GNX in Los Angeles and where Kendrick grew up. So this car is, you can say, synonymous with that era. And I feel like this album was hearkening back to the feel of that era, and it's what was the formative years of Kendrick Lamar. So memory, what do we always say about memory, Cheryl?
When it's fading. Do we talk about memory?
Do you remember?
I have bad memory. That's what we always
You have
talk
bad
about.
memory,
I have
but
bad memory.
memory is the act of.
Memory is the act of forgetting.
Yeah, somewhat forgetting and recreating.
Memory, oh yeah, there's a really good Radio Lab podcast that I'm not about to quote, but there's a really good Radio Lab podcast about memory.
And speaking of memory, what were we doing when this album dropped? On November 22nd, 2024.
On the sweet late night of early morning of November 22, 2024 last year, we were at Eaton doing sound check for a performance dance artist. So we were at Eaton at the lobby at around like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
And we were going crazy because we had so many technical issues.
Yeah, this artist, Laura, I forget her last name, but she's from Europe. And it was part of our movement festival we had last year.
Which is like dance and movement.
And she wanted a very complicated setup.
Yeah.
That involved multi-speakers echoing throughout like a 5.1
surround
system.
Sound, Dolby Atmos. We were just going crazy.
And I was just like,
really wanted to go
messaging
home.
her, like, do you have any like max MSP?
Yeah, we were messaging all our tech nerd, music, sound nerd friends.
And then Cheryl, when I was about to give up, Cheryl walked up to me and was like, Kendrick just dropped.
And everything changed.
I was like, what? I was like, no, you lie.
Yeah.
And then that's me when I heard Kendrick dropped. So I was
juiced.
Got
some likes.
It was at 4:30 a.m.
4:30.
Then I went to the bus stop, and I started dancing. So that's me doing a little crip walk just around the corner by DGS. Did you guys hear that actually on the system out there? Or was that just these speakers?
Did you hear music from the video just now? Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. So I was obviously very excited.
Yeah. I wonder if you were the first guy to crip walk outside DGS. Probably.
Probably, I think so.
But after this session, you won't be the last.
Yeah, please make it a trend. So GNX was released on November 22nd, 2024. This is kind of some of the releases that led up to this surprise release, but maybe you can call it not a surprise. You can say that the beef was part of the rollout. We'll discuss the beef a little bit, but I want to focus on this album. So the Not Like Us video dropped on May 24th. Is there anybody here who has not heard that song? Okay. So Not Like Us video was released on July 4th. Anybody know the importance of that date? It's Independence Day in America. And then there was a concert where Kendrick invited a lot of his friends on stage, and they celebrated on, it should actually be June 19th.
Juneteenth.
Yeah, does anybody know the importance of that day? Anybody? Slavita? Yes, it's a Liberation Day. So Juneteenth is a day that is June 19th that Black Americans celebrate when the news of being actually freed as slaves actually reach throughout the lands. So that's kind of like marked as the official day of celebration, day of liberation, you can say. And then in November 11th or November 22nd, we had this surprise release. So it's 12 songs. You can see 44 minutes. And I think this kind of is a callback to albums when they used to be shorter and more concise on like the 10 to 12, 13 tracks before this era of very bloated albums that kind of, what's the word? Um, they kind of play the sound scan numbers. So they kind of
It's for
doctor
streaming.
they kind of doctor the sound scan, the streaming numbers. So Cheryl is a recording artist. You know about that, right? Have you ever had any album in the 20 songs range?
No,
No.
no.
Yeah.
I'm not against it though.
Yeah. Why?
But, well, I mean, I'm not against any format in general. I think as long as the intention is correct. Like if you're actually doing it because you want your album to be 22 songs or 30, 100 million songs, that's cool, I think.
But are you a person who listens to albums, like whole albums?
I tried to.
Yeah.
There was a phase where I tried to do one album every day, only, and I can only listen to that album in that order. But obviously, streaming has changed how people consume music, how they skip songs, etc. But
So there's an artist dilemma. You're an artist who releases music. There's a dilemma when you're releasing music. You want to make it different from the last one somehow. Is that true?
yeah, that is true. That is true. But I think Kendrick is a really good example of like every album is conceptual.
Right. So that begs the question: where does this album sit in Kendrick's catalog? So there's theories of how Kendrick's albums are represented if you were to think of them as other mediums. So Section 80, which maybe doesn't deserve to be on this list.
No, it does.
You think so?
Yeah, it's all part of his. What's this whole artist's
But
life?
I do feel like 2012's Good Kid, Mad City is more like his
Debut, proper,
his
official
proper debut.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so people call Section 80 a book. They call Good Kid, Mad City a movie. So Good Kid, Mad City was speaking about his upbringing, introduction, and backstory. I feel like Section 80 was refining his storytelling approach. To Pimp a Butterfly was more about identity politics. It was more about the us, the collective us, mental health, how the system affects us. And that's thought of as more of a poem, To Pimp a Butterfly in the lower left-hand corner. Damn, which is more about morality, religion, and also dealing with fame, is kind of thought to be a magazine. And Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, which was, I think, very slept on from 2022, is thought more of to be a play, like a theatrical play. It also, I feel like, could be a podcast in some ways, if you think about it. And then GNX, which is, I think, more of a celebration of the culture, which was fueled by the feud with Drake, but not entirely about Drake at all. I think it was more about his roots, his formative
Like
years.
a love letter to the West Coast.
Yeah, you can say that. I'm gonna get to what I think it is at the end and reveal. So I'm gonna save that. That's a little teaser. Um, but like I said, it's a concise record in an era of bloated albums that are full of filler. And my initial thoughts of the album and the track listing, I was like, like, why did he format it like this? You know, if anybody's listened to the album, you know it starts off pretty energetic. We're gonna get to that in a second. And I was like, that makes me feel like it's a mixtape in some ways. And artists can kind of cop out and do these mixtapes, you know, quote unquote mixtapes. If you think about um, Doechii, Alligator Bites Never Heal, that's was very popular last year. If you think about even Drake with More Life, that's considered a mixtape. I like that album a lot. But artists can kind of cop out and do a mixtape, and it doesn't have to have a narrative so much. But I think this does have a narrative. So, who is this album for? People who love Kendrick, people who love lyrics, people who love West Coast beats, or all of the above?
All of the above and more.
And more?
Actually.
What's
I
the
remember
more?
I remember reading on Reddit that Kendrick Lamar, I mean it's for people also who love hip hop, but also Kendrick Lamar is a perfect artist to get really into for the literature kids. Like if you enjoy literature class
For
in
sure.
high school, you would be obsessed with, which is true. It's just poetry.
Yes. And it involves actually taking a deep dive, which not
Yeah.
everybody wants to do,
Yep.
but we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
So my friends, when this album came out, our friend Tedman, who's actually on the podcast a lot,
He should be here right now.
he was just like, yeah, but I feel like you feel it more because you're from the West Coast. And I was like, is that it? So then I started thinking about the 5 stages of grief. But not exactly the grief, but just so you see the stages of grief, denial, anger, bargaining, depression, acceptance.
You were bargaining with Tedman?
No, not exactly. You'll see in a second. So everybody knows this meme that they don't know. So you can think of this in many different ways, but I'm imagining people dancing to the album and then me thinking about how it has layers, and they don't know that it has layers. They're just enjoying it.
I remember Not Like Us dropped, and then there's a party at Terrible Baby, and then somebody played Not Like Us, and you were going crazy.
Yeah.
And then they also played Drake right after,
Oh,
and
yeah.
we're like,
I was like, why is it a package
pick
deal?
a side.
Yeah, pick a side.
Yeah.
So the stages of reviewing. Oh, wait. First impression. There's supposed to be a few more. Maybe it's on the next one. So there's who is this album for? Stages of review. You have your first impression, you have your deeper dive, and then you have taking in outside opinions. I feel like it's formatted kind of weird. It's supposed to say standing on business at the bottom there. So this is me standing on business right now. So this is me.
You're sitting on business.
I'm sitting on. This is me talking to you all. So does anybody know what standing on business means? What does it mean? Don't backing down. Yeah, so it's like you die on that hill. And then if that doesn't work, then you crash out and you start yelling at people like ad hominem attacks. Start insulting them. You don't understand. It's like, you don't understand. You're not smart enough. So I think we need to talk about a little bit about regionality. I swear we're going to get into the music, the actual music. But we need to talk a little bit about regionality, because if we're talking about this album being for West Coast heads or people who like West Coast, we need to define the whole background of East Coast, West Coast beef a little bit. I'm not going to get into it.
Would you say this is his most hyper-local album?
For sure.
Yeah.
100%.
It's
yeah.
the most geographical
yes.
contained album.
Very localized
yeah, super
album.
local.
And I think that's a reaction to everything being so
too global and
maybe,
too
yeah.
pandering.
Yeah. He's against the globalist agenda.
Yeah.
Like Trump. No,
Yeah.
just joking now. So we have our East Coast and West Coast rappers. East Coast, of course, is this side, New York, and you can say it also includes, it's primarily New York, but you can say it includes maybe Chicago, but that's more Midwesty. So just think of New York when you think of East Coast,
New York
Wu-Tang
versus
Clan.
the whole West.
When you think of West Coast, think of California, but it could also include, I don't know, Washington, Seattle, Oregon. But primarily when people say East Coast and West Coast, they're talking about New York and LA, or just New York and California, I can
I
say.
feel like whoever made this hate is from the West Coast, because why that font?
The East Coast, the goofy font?
Yeah.
So in recent years, it's not just East Coast and West Coast. There's, of course, the South, which is Atlanta, New Orleans. And you can say that the South has the sound of hip-hop right now, or for the last, I don't know, 10
2
years
decades.
even.
Yeah.
Maybe 10 years, 10, 15 years. So trap, of course, is huge. It has the club appeal. It has the instant gratification appeal. You can
It's
call
super
it.
accessible. It's not too academic or intellectual.
Yes, it's kind of a form of party music. And then drill music, which is somehow related to trap. It's a little bit more hardcore. If you know of any of those artists like Chief Keef from Chicago, it's like a form of trap, or it's trap adjacent, but I would say primarily trap is the most popular. You have New York artists who are making trap, like A$AP Rocky, for example. You have West Coast artists who are making trap because it's very accessible. So I feel like the resources and the attention goes to what is most accessible, what can I capitalize on, et cetera, et cetera.
Right. And then also because of the internet, it's
Yeah.
less localized. Like
Exactly.
styles, musical styles. have
Exactly. You
become-
hear Hong Kong trap as well.
Yeah.
So most people know Biggie and Tupac. This is kind of the height of regionality when it got and went to an ugly place. So that is Biggie on the left and Tupac on the right. Both of them were murdered in 1996 and 1997, respectively. And this was a very ugly time for hip hop. But this is something that hopefully we all learned from, and to make sure that beefs, how would you say beefs, dogouts,
Beef. I mean,
lyrical beefs,
feuds.
but in Cantonese for the
Yao
Cantonese.
yok.
Yeah.
Just how would you
Yao yok.
translate beef? Like
Argument.
huh? 要扫了, yeah, 扫了.
So
扫, it's like
this is-
vengeance.
yeah. So this is the worst case scenario when
This is maybe the most famous beef in the
most
world.
famous beef, yeah,
In the history of
and the most
99.
tragic beef.
Yeah.
If this was could be like a
yeah.
Shakespearean.
yeah, this was Romeo and Juliet. Not really.
Not really.
Not really. I take that back.
Yeah. So the hope is that people can have these beefs and not have it get to this level. So I'm going to focus on the West. So West Coast is California, Los Angeles primarily. The West Coast sound was popularized by the man second to the left, Dr. Dre. So he is a producer, discovered, you can say Eminem, also worked, or also was in a group named NWA in the 80s. So he's had like a 4-decade-long career or something like that. And then you can see various other artists. You see Tupac in the front, you see Snoop Dogg, and so on and so forth. Just as an aside, this is a group named Parliament Funkadelic whose music served as kind of the foundation for a lot of West Coast music. So I'll play a little bit right now.
Good evening. Do not attempt to adjust your radio. There is nothing wrong. We have taken control as to bring you this special show. We will return it to you as soon as you are grooving. Welcome.
I'm on my funk uncut. Yeah, make my funk the people. I wants to get funked up.
And then the Dr. Dre.
Cannabis sativa. Over in the heart of LA, known as the Chronic. Get it? This is the Chronic. My last joint, blunt.
So you had an environment where young black men in America were discovering their parents' record collection and saying, oh, this is kind of good. Maybe I can sample this and create something new. And I feel like that's kind of a representation of how like sound and music are kind of the gift that keep on giving. And it's just like, it's an endless cycle and it can be resampled. Now you have AI tools that can sample just the voice or just the drums or just the bass. So it's literally like an endless continuum of sound and music.
Infinitely generative.
Exactly. So focusing on the Bay Area where I'm from, which is near
Bay
San Francisco.
Area.
Yeah, area. So only 2 of these, 15 or so, 20 or so men are from the Bay Area, and that is Mr. E40 and Mr. Too Short. So we are not represented as much when people talk about West Coast, but we're still very much part of the conversation. So going back into the 90s, there's something called mob music, and Too Short, as you can see bottom left, and E40 were some of the pioneers of this music. So very sparse, minimalist beats, characterized by heavy bass and synth flourishes. Usually it had no samples, so let me play a little bit for you.
These are the tales, the freaky tales. These are the tales that I tell so
Very
well.
vulgar.
These are the tales, the freaky tales. These are the tales that I tell so well. I met this girl, her name was Joan. She loved the way I rock on the microphone. When I met Joan, I took her home. She was just like a doggy all on my bone. I met another girl, her name was Ann. All she wanted was to freak with a man. When I met Ann, I shook her hand. We ended up freaking by a garbage can.
So this is one of the early examples of what we would call mob music. Very, very bass heavy for riding in your car, rattling with the speakers super loud. This is another example, Sprinkle Me. So mob music, it's about a feel, it's about the attitude of the music.
Yeah, focus pocus, skiggity scat. It ain't nothing but me, that nigga E40. Finna sprinkle some of you fools with some of this GAME, man, some of this guy. Understand my system. Finna sprinkle you fools with my sprinkler system. Understand this stuff. It don't stop till the motherfucking Glock pop. Stop. And fuck a Glock, I'm fucking with the 6R. P226 Diana Ross, cousin Nina. Misdemeanor, that's what we do. Understand it.
I'll be more hipper than the hippopotamus. Get off in your head like a neurologist. Push him awake to Atlas. Got a partner by the name of Tupacalis. The 707 Marisco, hella fall back to floor terrace. I pull a 40 out of my bar cap and then I flush it down my esophagus. The group that I'm with, the click. Sugar D shot legit. Family orientated, game related, it's the shit. Killing motherfuckers off crucial. Sitting them down mutual. Running through these lyrics as if I was fiber. Like Metamucil. Timer. 40 water. Sprinkle me, man. Sprinkle me, man. Sprinkle me, man. Sprinkle me, man.
That was a classic when I was growing up. That was such a classic. So you get the idea. And then hyphy music came from kind of that mob music era. So this was a movement in sound coming from the Bay Area in the 2000s, so the early O's. And this was all about hyper, party, music to go dumb, and ghost ride the whip. What does that mean, Cheryl?
In Cantonese.
Do you know what it means in English?
Yeah. It's just like party music.
Yeah, so, but this is Mac Dre, essentially, yeah. This is Mac Dre and Keek the Sneak, so these are very local guys, but Mac Dre was known also outside of the Bay. He was known for this you can say, facial expression called Thiz face. Can you do a Thiz face?
No, you have to do it.
This is Thiz. So you Thiz when you're on E. What's E? On the mic? In the mic?
Ecstasy?
Oh, shit.
Or
Cheryl, I didn't know that you were.
Sorry.
But yeah, it is ecstasy. So this is just like very, very party music. You take ecstasy, you go dumb. You know, you're young, you're just feeling it. You're having a good time. You're going to car shows where people
like this one.
Yeah, like where people do donuts. So imagine like going to an intersection and seeing people do donuts, and they have the door open, and it's just like a good time. And hopefully, no one pulls out a gun. So this was the peak of this hyphy era. It probably never could have gone mainstream because it was very local, and it was very much an acquired taste. But this is the peak of it, produced by Little John. This is also an E40 track. Imagine this in the club, though, or in your car with the big system.
On a minibus.
Ooh. Tell me when to go. 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 Tell me when to go.
This.
Tell me when to go. Ooh, Jesus Christ had dreads, so shake 'em. I ain't got none, but I'm planning on growing some. Imagine all the Hebrews doing dumb, dancing on top of chariots and turning tight.
So you could just feel how sparse and how minimal that is, and how it's just like a go, like very immediate beat. So our first track, Whacked Out Murals. We finally got to our first track with Kendrick. So this track, with all of that in mind, especially the mob music part, let's listen to this.
siento aquí tu presencia. La noche de anoche y nos ponemos a llorar.
Yesterday somebody whacked out my mural. That energy'll make you niggas move to Europe. But it's regular for me, yeah, that's for sure. The love and hate is definite without a cure. All this talk is bitch made, that's on my lord. I kill them all before I let them kill my joy. I done been through it all, what you endure. It used to be fuck that nigga, but now it's plural. Fuck everybody, that's on my body. My blick first, then God got me. I watch them pander with them backhanded compliments. Put their head on the Cuban link as a monument. I pay homage and I'll always mind my business. I never lost who I am for a rap image. There's motivation if you wonder how I did it. Yeah, nigga, going up your rank. Know you a god even when they say you ain't. Yeah, nigga, keep your feelings out the way. Never let no one put smut up on your name. Yeah, nigga, keep your head down and work like I do. But understand, everybody ain't go like you. Yeah, nigga, if they say it's love, you been lied to. A couple rules of engagements, I'ma guide you.
Que reflejan tu mirada, la noche tú y yo.
Riding in my GNX with Anita Baker and the tape deck. It's gonna be a sweet love. Fuck apologies, I wanna see y'all geeked up. Don't acknowledge me, then maybe we can say it's fair. Take it to the internet and I'ma take it there. Miss my Uncle Lemaine, he said that he would kill me if I didn't make it. Now I'm possessed by a spirit and they can't take it. Used to bump the Carter 3, I held my rolly chain proud. Irony, I think my hard work let Lil Wayne down. Whatever though, call me crazy, everybody questionable. Turn me to an Eskimo, I drew the line in decimals. Snoop posted tailor made, I prayed it was the edibles. I couldn't believe it, it was only right for me to let it go. Won a Super Bowl and I'm the only one congratulate me. All these niggas agitated, I'm just glad they shown their faces, quite frankly. Plenty artists, but they outdated. Old ass flows trying to convince me that you they favorite. This is not for lyricists, I swear it's not the sentiments. Fuck a double entendre, I want y'all to feel this shit. Old soul, bitch, I probably built them pyramids. Ducking strays when I rap battled in the Nickersons. Where you from? Not where I'm from. We all indigenous. Against all lies, I squabbled up for them dividends. Against all lies, I showed up as a gentleman. I done lost plenty friends, 16 to be specific. Put that on my kids' children. We gon' see the future first. They like that big trip, and I just want what I deserve. What bridge they done burned? All of them is over with. I'm doing what COVID did. They'll never get over it. Yeah, nigga, going up your rank. Know you a god, even when they say you ain't. Yeah, nigga, keep your feelings out the way. Never let no one put smut up on your name. Yeah, nigga, keep your head down and work like I do. But understand, everybody ain't gon' like you. Yeah, nigga, if they say it's love, you been lied to. A couple rules of engagements here to guide you. Niggas from my city couldn't entertain no boy. Promising bank transactions and even Bitcoin. I never piece it up, that shit don't sit well with me. Before I take a truce, I'll take them to hell with me. If that money got in the hands of a crash dummy, could jeopardize my family and burden the ones who love me. Niggas mad cause I decided not to pretend. Y'all stay politically correct, I'ma do what I did. Ain't no sympathy here, this shit's hilarious. It's a lot of opinions, but no power to carry it. 2025, they still moving on some scary shit. Tell them quit they job and pay the real niggas they severance. Don't insult my intelligence, I'm not just for the television. Teleport the bullets rolling, dig up all my relatives. Okay, nigga, let's settle it. These niggas been fake loyal. Since y'all pandering to choose a side, let me do it for you. Okay, fuck your hip-hop, I watch the party just die. Niggas cackling about well, all of y'all is on trial. Niggas thought that I was antisocial when I stayed inside of my house. You better off to having one woman, everything tricky right now. You niggas live in the now. Ain't fuck anybody empathetic to the other side, I vow. A bitch nigga love bitch niggas that exist with them in style. Exterminate them right now, make Cat Williams and them proud. The truth about to get loud. No juice inside of my cup, I sober up and knock them all off. Don't let no white comedian talk about no black woman as law. I know probably gonna work for them, and fuck whoever that's close to them. The niggas that coon and niggas that being groomed, slide on both of them. You ever ate Captain Crunch and proceeded to pour water in it, pulled over by the law. You ran dirty so you can't argue with them to make it to be a star. Bare your soul and put your heart up in it. Well, I did, whack the murals out, but it ain't no legends if my legend ends.
So, does anybody know what whacked out murals is? That's a whacked out mural. You're looking at a whacked out mural. Does it work?
You're looking at a whacked out mural.
So, whacked out mural means somebody defaces a mural. So, this is in graffiti culture, which is one of the 5 elements of hip hop. Graffiti culture, this is the height of disrespect. If somebody tags over your tag or does a tag to deface your mural. So, Kendrick used this as fuel and motivation to just bring out the hate.
Yeah,
And I love it. But so a few quotes from this. Oh wow, this is not what it's supposed to look like. Okay, but I can read it from here. So fuck everybody that's on my body. So I feel like Kendrick was making a thesis for the album, or one of 2 theses for the album. So he was kind of crashing out, saying fuck everybody, not just Drake, fuck everybody. And he actually, I would say, I would say he shot at some of his heroes, you can say, in the form of Snoop Dogg, who he said about Snoop posted Tailor Made. So Snoop posted a Drake song where Drake used AI of Snoop, and he said he prayed it was the edibles. I couldn't believe it. It was only right for me to let it go. And then he also talked about Lil Wayne, who he's looked up to. Used to bump the Carter 3, one of Lil Wayne's classic albums. I held my rolly chain proud. Irony, I think my hard work Lil Wayne down. So that line is a reference to actually a J. Cole song that says, I think I let Nas down. Nas is another rapper. I'm not going to get too into the weeds, but there are some references that I want to point out. So I feel like that's the first Nas shout out. But then he also later in the verse says that won the Super Bowl, meaning he won the role or the opportunity to perform as the Super Bowl performer. And Nas the only one that congratulated me. All these niggas agitated. I'm just glad they showing their faces. So that's, I feel, 2 times in the same song that he shouts out Nas as somebody who actually supports him. And then he also says, this is not for lyricists. I swear it's not the sentiments. Fuck a double entendre. I want y'all to feel this shit. What's a double entendre in Cantonese, Cheryl?
Oh, I don't know about that in Cantonese.
A pun?
Yeah, I guess it's like a pun. Something that has a double meaning. I don't know how to say it in Cantonese.
Oh, okay. So this is very different from what Kendrick usually raps about. And this are how his albums are presented. First of all, it's very gossipy as an intro song. So it's similar to what Drake would actually do for his intro songs, like talk about the state of things and talk about Nikki and Kiki or whoever the fuck is the stripper that he's with at the time. So this is very different for Kendrick straight off the bat. But musically, you can hear kind of some of the influence of what we listened to before of mob music, the heavy bass, very sparse beats, and then you can just imagine listening to that in a car with a very heavy bassy system.
I also think Kendrick has historically been known as like the smart ass like in hip hop, right?
Yeah.
And I think this album is kind of him being like, fuck that, let's just make a banger, like
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah, exactly. So how to say crash out in Cantonese? Oh,
Crashing out.
Did we say it earlier?
Crash out. I don't know how to say crash out in Cantonese.
I'm sure there's a way. I see people crashing out in Hong Kong.
Yeah, I just don't know the term for it.
Kevin, do you know?
It's just when you bow za, I guess.
Wait, so explain Badza.
Like explode.
Explode, yeah.
Crash out is just when you can't take, you're at your limit and you just
and you don't care about the consequences. Yeah. So this is his version of crashing out. Where are we next? I'm sad my quotes aren't showing up properly. So he says, put the head on the Cuban link as a monument. I paid homage and I always mind my business. I made and then it censors. So a lot of people are thinking that he censored out a line about J. Cole or Drake here. So J. Cole and Drake are 2 buddies who went on tour and said that there's a big 3, blah, blah, blah. But I think we need to talk about the Kendrick and
No,
Drake
real-
beef quickly, real quickly. So this is the escalation of the beef. You can argue that the beef actually,
TMZ report. This
yeah,
is a
exactly.
TMZ
You
report.
can argue that the beef went back many years, but this is the 2024 escalation of the beef. The songs that were dropped, the back and forth. This was a big moment in hip hop, you can say, for like competitive and hip hop for sport. I feel like it got ugly at times, but you can say that it was for the greater good because it brought out the fiery spirit out of Kendrick and he made him
Yeah.
drop an album. And I love Not Like Us. I feel like I've still not grown tired of that song. So I don't want to have this talk be or have you think that this album is about this beef, but it definitely played a big part in I feel like helping Kendrick rediscover
Contextualize.
himself. Yeah,
And it helps contextualize the album too.
for sure. So speaking about regionality, like I said, Kendrick had a concert on June 19th, which is Juneteenth, a big day for Black Americans and Black history. This was in LA, and it was bringing a lot of different rival gangs together, all under
They're all on stage.
what's that?
They were all on stage.
All on
together.
stage together, like crews that usually beef are
Yeah.
all on stage,
Yeah.
all under solidarity and supporting Kendrick, kind of standing up for the West Coast, standing up for LA and unifying LA. And as far as unifying LA, Kendrick put a lot of rappers on this album who, no disrespect, are not household names. So actually, I'd never heard of 4 out of 5 of these rappers before this album came out. So this is an example of, I feel like, another thesis of this project. Kendrick says, I'm going to put on people, go back to my community and put on people, something that we've never seen Drake do. So
And he's always been about that. Like this is definitely not performative on his part, I think.
you think he's been about that before?
Yeah. He's always rapped about that, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like he's rapped about it, but actually putting no name rappers on or
not features.
yeah. So instead of being extractive, he was being kind of additive and saying, "Oh, I'm going to have a big album and actually put people on," rather than wait for somebody to get a little bit of buzz and then me go and jump on their track, which we know that Drake does a lot. And then also unifying Blacks and Latinos in LA, who've sometimes had an icy, intense relationship. If you go back to the LA riots in the early 90s, and kind of just the tension of being minorities in America, where there's few resources, and we can talk about patriarchy and white supremacism and capitalism, but it's all connected to that. But this was very of the zeitgeist. So he actually connected with a singer named Dera Barrera, and she said she had no idea what I would record. I make mariachi, not rap. So who knows what mariachi is?
Me dejen sola. Porque me da vergüenza.
Mariachi, that's an example. That was actually a Dera Barrera track. And mariachi is a very traditional Mexican music that you will hear. Like if you ever go to Mexico, you'll see a lot of mariachi singers dressed in outfits like this, like the full-on costume suit with the hat. And then also in the Squall Up video, if anybody's watched it, you can see that there was a bunch of Latinos dancing and breaking, so pop locking. Speaking of dancing, we need a dance lesson. Y'all need to get loose.
Everybody get up.
I feel like you would feel this music if you knew how to dance to it. If you knew how to move your body to it. Where are we at?
The dance lesson. You have to teach everybody.
What's the most iconic Bay Area dance? Oh, easy. The Brookfield. The Brookfield. If you don't know about it, you don't know about dancing in the Bay.
What's the most iconic Bay Area dance?
I ain't gonna lie, you damn near can say the bird by Mac J, bro. Some people be like super stiff and try to do the bird. You gotta be like a nerd, throw your glasses on. Keep on doing that one.
The Smeesh.
Smeeze, can you hit it? What's the most iconic Bay Area dance move?
Oh, it's the cliff, man.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Can we see that real quick?
Yeah, bro. Hold on.
Something out of the early 70s called the swoop.
The swoop?
Coming out of Castlemont High School. So that's it. So they kind of do it both sides.
What's the most iconic Bay Area dance move?
Arguably the Smeeze or the Thizzle dance. All right, this is the Thizzle dance right here. Feel me? And then this is the Smeeze. Oh, we got one more. The Mavi.
Everyone get up.
I pull a heater, man, never follow a leader, man. Even though we try, it's hard to beat 'em, man. Put up.
That was our dance break. So if you watch the Squabble Up video, you can see the hyphy dancers. They would actually put foil on their bikes, the spokes of their bikes, and you can see actually the gentleman at the top is wearing what they call stunner shades, and his shirt is says hyphy on it. So this is just a tribute that to the Bay that I'm really appreciative that he included, because it's like a forgotten era. And speaking of Squabble Up, this was a teaser track. Oh man, I lost my breath. Getting old. Good thing I didn't break anything, pull any muscle.
Yet.
Yeah, exactly. So speaking of Squabble Up, this was a teaser track from the Not Like Us video, and people were like, "Oh, when can we get that track? Like, what was that?"
It was like on Vimeo or something.
Yeah, and people were like, DJs were looping it, like, so you can play it in the club for more than, the 20 seconds. But just to break down some of the music sampled for that track. So it relied on a sample from 1984 by Debbie Deb called When I Hear Music, which was a boogie electro track. We can listen to a little bit of it.
Black woman is law. God knows I am reincarnated. I was stargazing. Life goes on. I need to hug my babies. Woke up looking for the Broccoli. High key, keep a horn on me. That could my seat. IP ownership. The blueprint is by me. Mr. Get Off, I get off at my feet. A yeet nigga couldn't try me in a tri-state. Buddy pass, but I get him splashed till he hydrated. Bounce out, know he spook town, eyes dilated. I got the money and the power, both gyrating. I feel good, get the fuck out my thighs. Look good, but she don't got no ties. I walked in, walked out with the size. Man, don't let me know what the price. What the fuck? I got hits, I got bucks, I got new paper cuts, I got friends, I got foes, but they all sitting ducks. Hit his turf and get cracking, double back like a deluxe. 50 deep, but it ain't deep enough. Fuck a plate, there you go, beat him up. Falling from a money tree, and it grow throughout the month. Spit a loogie at the camera, speed off, yeah, it's us. I feel good, get the fuck out my face. Look good, but she don't got no ties. I walked in, walked out with the size. Man, don't let me know what the pay. Squabble up, 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 squabble up. Hold up, where you from? My bitch, I'm finna go dumb. Sideways, bump stomp, Viva, I'm on one.
So that's Squabble Up. You can imagine doing some of the dances that we practice to that. But so also the kick pattern is very Bay, the boom, boom, boom. So that's another kind of hyphy Bay signature pattern. Some of the Squabble Up producers included Kendrick's typical producers, but also included this guy, Jack Antonoff, who works with Taylor Swift, Lana Del Rey. He works also with 1975, Florence and the Machine, Carly Rae Jepsen, Lord, St. Vincent, Sabrina Carpenter, and the list goes on.
Pop girls.
All the pop girls. And actually, fun fact, he's married to the girl from The Substance, the younger girl in real life. So why would Kendrick have this guy as a producer? Any theories?
No, I don't have theories.
Well,
If
I think
he's looking for the pop sound,
Yeah.
mass appeal bangers, and he's definitely the pop guy.
Yeah, so I agree. So he's definitely talented, but he's tends to produce for pop artists. So
Mass appeal.
this goes to the thesis that Kendrick was saying, I can make a pop album and still keep my integrity.
Yeah, he's basically saying that to Drake specifically.
Yeah. And this guy, DJ Mustard, is a guy that you've probably danced to if you've been to LKF in the early 2010s. You probably know his songs, such as
I don't fuck with you. You little stupid ass bitch, I ain't fucking with you. You little dumb ass bitch, I ain't fucking with you. I got a million tricks.
And these are all tracks produced by DJ Mustard.
So two of my bitches in the club, and I know they know about each other. I think these bitches tryna set me up. Maybe I'm just paranoid. And this is the remix. I got a bad like skin from Cali. She be in the club with all baddies. Love mama used to be my main bitch, but now we don't speak the same language. I love my bitch, I could bang it.
One more.
Rack city bitch, city bitch. Rack city bitch. Rack city bitch.
What's that on that beat?
Rack city bitch, rack city bitch. 10, 10, 10, 20s on your titties, bitch. 100 deep, VIP, no guest list. TT Raw, you don't know who you fucking with? Got my other bitch, fucking with my other bitch. Fucking all night, nigga, we ain't sell a bit. Nigga say I'm too dope, I ain't selling it. But I'm fresher than a motherfucking peppermint. Go Letterman's last king killing shit. Young money, yeah, we getting rich.
So as you can hear, these are tracks produced for the club. Very heavy bass, very simple. Maybe
Party
4 or 5 elements at tops. You have your percussion, you have your bass, you have some vocals, and then you might have like a synth, and then that's it, really. So these songs you might be able to produce quickly, but I feel like it takes the vocalist to elevate it and make it a kind of like a club anthem. So yeah, these songs are very popcorn, you can say, but they're also very effective, and I feel like maybe people don't treat them the way that they should because of the environment in which we enjoy them, where you're usually, you know, kind of fucked up. You know, you're just drinking. It's just like
Not at home studying.
exactly. It's not it's not
Mustard
lo-fi
beats to
music.
study to.
Lo-fi beats. So let's get into one of the DJ Mustard produced tracks. Ratchet. Ratchet. I mean, ratchet is a term that might be used unfairly sometimes, but ratchet means kind of like ghetto. But depending on who uses it, it might have some racial undertones.
Yeah, definitely is a racialized term. I
Yeah,
feel.
exactly.
But it taken out of America, I guess it doesn't have to be.
What's the Cantonese version of ratchet?
Ratchet? I guess the Hong Kong equivalent is like MK kind of.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Like it's derogatory, but it's also kind of slay.
So this is Hey Now. That's the end of the. Very sparse.
Damn, baby. I like it. Damn.
Imagine this in your car.
Hey now, say now, murder by my yin. Big face Buddha, get my peace from within. Send the case to all my dirties in a pin. Let the honorary walk for the win, for the win. You crash out, then you better break the backboard. I got friends hoping that they make the tabloids. You know the last one figure, he was Magneto. You play God, you gon' get what you asked for. We got the same 24, what you mad for? I put a square on his back like I'm Jack Dorsey. It's high beams if I make a public appearance. Go back to hiding cause I'm not too friendly with niggas. 1,000, 1,004. The black Noah, I just strangled me a goat. I walked in with a therapeutic flow. Put a few hundred up, let him go, let him go. Hey now, say now. Hey now, say now. Hey now, say now. Hey now, say now. Hey now, say now, murder by my yin. Big face Buddha, get my peace from within. Send the case to all my dirties in a pin. Let the honorary walk for the win, for the win. Hey now, say now. Hey now, say now. Hey now, say now. Hey now, say now. Hey now, say now, I done slid on a back street. Heavy on the Parmesan, everyday tax season. What the fuck you wearing, bro? It's tacky. Niggas laying on their deathbed trying to match me. Oh my god, I'm about to do the fool. They be screaming out P, but they resume is boof. Switch both lanes, the engine sound like the zoo. Need a fee just to breathe, bitch. I can talk to you. It's the Ben Frank murderer. Mister, I ain't heard of ya. Gar strings back to back, flying through the turbulence. Who is he? Free lunch, craft services. Throw your ass out this rental if I smell nervousness. Hey now, say now, let me pop my shit. Water down my wrist. I'm around my bitch. It's a green light, don't get out of bounds. I'm a blitz. It's a bird, it's a plane, no, it's all blue strips, nigga. What? Hey now, say now. Hey now, say now. Hey now, say now. Hey now, say now.
I'm way too important. I'm way too important. I'm way too important to ever let you slide on me again.
Starting to see spaceships on Rosecrans. I seen the aliens hold hands. They wanna see me do my.
So Hey Now is a beat that actually was presented to Quavo from Migos. If anybody knows who he is, 1/3 of Migos. And he apparently famously said, "What am I supposed to do on this? Whisper?" And then YG also turned it down. Ty Dolla turned it down. And then Tyler, the creator, did like a kind of like, I feel like it was kind of comic-y, like remix of it. So I feel like that was Tyler reconnecting with his LA roots a bit and saying like, I'm on this side with Kendrick. TV Off. This is another Mustard produced track. Cut from the same cloth as Not Like Us, actually produced or sampled from the same album. I can play a little bit quickly. It's very quick. You almost don't catch it.
What's a black grand national? Fuck being rational. Give them what they ask for. It's not enough. Few solid niggas left, but it's not enough. Few bitches that are really step, but it's not enough. Say you bigger than myself, but it's not enough. I get on their ass. Yeah, somebody gotta do it. I made them niggas mad. Yeah, somebody gotta do it. I take the G pad. Yeah, watch a nigga do it. We survived outside, all from the music, nigga. What? They like, what he on? This the Alpha and Omega, bitch. Welcome home. This is not a song. This is a revelation. How to get a nigga gone. Need you a man, baby. I don't understand, baby. Pay your bill and make you feel protected like I can, baby. Teach you something if you need correction. That's the plan, baby. Don't put your life in these weird niggas' hands, baby. Whoa! It's not enough. Few solid niggas left, but it's not enough. Few bitches that are really step, but it's not enough. Say you bigger than myself, but it's not enough. I get on their ass. Yeah, somebody gotta do it. I made them niggas mad. Yeah, somebody gotta do it. I take the G pad. Yeah, watch a nigga do it. We survived outside, all from the music, nigga. What? Hey, turn this TV off. Ain't with my type activities, then don't you get involved. Hey, what? How many shit I seen? Send them all. Take a risk or take a trip. You know I'm tripping for my dog. Who you with? Couple sergeants and lieutenants for the get back. This revolution been televised. I fell through with the knickknacks. Hey, young nigga, get your chili up. Yeah, I meant that. Hey, black out if they act out. Yeah, I did that. Hey, what's up, though? I hate a bitch that's hating on a bitch, and they both hoes. I hate a nigga hating on them niggas, and they both broke. If you ain't coming for no chili, what you come for? Nigga feel like he entitled, cause he knew me since a kid. Bitch, I cut my granny off and she don't see it how I see it. Got a big mouth, but he lack big ideas. Send him to the moon, that's just how I feel, yelling. It's not enough. Few solid niggas left, but it's not enough. Few bitches that are really step, but it's not enough. Say you bigger than myself, but it's not enough. Hey. Hey.
What's that on that beat? Nope.
Niggas second back, but somebody gotta do it. Got my foot up on the gas, but somebody gotta do it. Turn this TV off, turn this TV off. 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 Ain't no other king in this rap thing, they siblings. Nothing but my children. One shot, they disappearing. I'm in a city with a flag be getting thrown like it was pass interference. Padlock around the building. Crash pulling up in a unmarked truck just to play freeze tag. With a bone to pick like it was sea bass. So when I made it out, I made about 50K from a show. Trying to show niggas the ropes before they hung from a rope. I'm prophetic. They only talk about it, how I get it. Only good for saving face, seen the cosmetics. How many heads I gotta take to level my aesthetics? Hurry up and get your muscle up. We up the plyometric. Nigga ran up by the Lux, and that's up the highest metric. The city just made it sweet, you could diabetic. They mouth get full of deceit. Let these cowards tell it. Walk in New Orleans with the etiquette of LA yelling. Master! Oh, man. Niggas second bad, but somebody gotta do it. Got my foot up on the gas, but somebody gotta do it. Turn this TV off, turn this TV off. Turn this TV off, turn this TV off. Turn this TV off, turn this TV off. Turn this TV off, turn this TV off.
Shit get crazy, scary, spooky, hilarious. Crazy, scary, spooky, hilarious. Shit get crazy, scary, spooky, hilarious. 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 Crazy, scary.
So you can see on the right, this is Kendrick performing at the Super Bowl, which in many ways I feel is a companion piece to this album. They kind of go hand in hand. And on the left, you can see Gil Scott-Heron, who was a poet, musician, probably one of my top 3 or 4 favorite musicians all time, in addition to like Stevie Wonder and a few others. But Gil Scott-Heron was amazing. He had an album and song called "The Revolution Will Not Be Televised," and Kendrick is definitely referring back to this in this song. When he tells people to turn the TV off. So it's a callback to "The Revolution Will Not Be Televised." It could also be interpreted as for a call for us to assess our media consumption. So stop platforming fake people, fake rappers, celebrity culture, and then literally turn the TV off. And that also includes our phones, by the way. And then also it can be a message directly to Drake that you should turn your TV off because you're not gonna like what I do at the Super Bowl. So I almost feel like this song was created when he knew that he was performing at the Super Bowl, because it's, if you know about this about American football and the theme songs for the television football partnerships, it's very victorious, a lot of horns, just like the samples used here. So I feel like this was custom and tailor-made for, no pun intended, tailor-made for the Super Bowl. And it's an irony. So here are actually some of the lines. all I ever wanted was a black Grand National, the car, GNX. Fuck being rational. And it's supposed to say, give them what they asked for. So what they asked for is pop. People want pop. And this is Kendrick's most pop album. So he's giving people what they want. Do you want the sugar? Here's the sugar. But I'm going to give you, I guess, a little bit of medicine and do it my way. And we survived outside all from the music. So he came up on music, and he's saying that he turned out good. So you can also do the same. Few solid niggas left, but it's not enough. Turn the TV off. Turn this TV off. Shit gets crazy, scary, spooky, hilarious, which is just kind of a funny line. And I wanted to show you this. So this, of course, became a huge meme at the beat drop, the mustard. So a lot of people, that was their only takeaway, you know. So
from the whole album.
Yeah, exactly. And we'll get to that a little later. We're running short on time, but I want to get to that point later. So there's an irony of his most memeable moment coming on a song where he's literally telling people to turn off their TVs. So there's some interesting dynamic there of people digesting and consuming this meme on a medium that he's telling them to not to turn off, essentially. So I wanted to get into Reincarnated a little bit, but we might not have time. But this is a track that actually I wasn't feeling initially. Yeah, it's really good. Actually, maybe we can play it. But let me just tell you what it's about, because it's a bit confusing if you don't know. So listen to this song from the voice of Lucifer. Listen to the song from the perspective of the devil. And there's three verses. There's one verse from the perspective of John Lee Hooker, who was an American guitarist. And then there's another verse from Billie Holiday, who, if you can even imagine, Billie Holiday's amazing singer, but she had a problem with drugs, heroin to be specific, and he refers to it as brown sugar, another name for heroin. How do you call heroin in Cantonese?
I don't know it.
Is Cheryl's mom in the room? But anyways, Billie Holiday was addicted to heroin. You could almost, once you hear her music, you wouldn't, it's like a cognitive dissonance to even think that she would be on drugs. But some of the most beautiful things come out of some of the most tortured souls. Yeah. And actually, I found this cool picture of Billie Holiday with a dog. I've never seen that picture, but it's kind of her gangster side. But we're going to play Reincarnated, and think of this as in the perspective of the devil. If you can get into that headspace. We all know the devil is the angel that fell from heaven, right? Yeah. So Lucifer, I'm not a theologist. Theologian? What is it? Theologist? But theologist. I'm not someone who studies the Bible or anything, or I'm not religious at all, but it's a great story. The devil fell from heaven because he tried to challenge God, and he fell to the depths of hell, and he did his thing. So this is about temptation.
Hey, I jumped out that pen, then I got tech to double. And it ain't shit for me to call to get your chin checked. Tell him Dodie did that.
Que reflejan tu mirada, la noche tú y yo.
Burning in me from within. Concentrated thoughts on who I used to be. I'm shedding skin. Every day a new version of me, a third of me demented, cemented in pain, juggling the pros and cons of fame. I don't know how to make friends, I'm a lonely soul. I recollect this isolation, I was 4 years old. Truth be told, I've been battling myself, trying to navigate the real and fake, cynical about the judgment day. I did past life progression last year and it fucked me up. Reincarnated on this earth for 100 plus. Body after body, lesson after lesson. Let's take it back to Michigan in 1947. My father kicked me out the house cause I wouldn't listen to him. I didn't care about his influence, only loved what I was doing. Gifted as a musician, I play guitar on a grand level. The most was talented where I'm from, but I had to rebel. And so I'm off in the sunset, searching for my place in the world. With my guitar up on my hip, that's the story unfurled. I found myself with a pocket full of money and a whole lot of respect. While the record business loved me, I was head of rhythm and blues. The women that fell to their feet, so many to choose. But I manipulated power as I lied to the masses. Died with my money, gluttony was too attractive. Reincarnated. Life it placed me as a black woman in the chitlin circuit. Seductive vocalist as the promoter hit the curtains. My voice was angelic, straight from heaven. The crowd sobbed. A musical genius, what the articles emphasized. Had everything I wanted, but I couldn't escape addiction. Heroin needles had me in fetal position, restricted. Turned on my family, I went wherever cameras be. Cocaine, no private planes for my insanity. Self-indulge, discipline never been my sentiments. I needed drugs. To me, an 8-ball was like penicillin. Fuck love. My happiness was in that brown sugar. Sex and melodies gave me hope when nobody's looking. My first assistant was a small town scholar. Never did a quaalude till I got myself around her. My daddy looked the other way, he saw sin in me. I died with syringes pinched in me. Reincarnated. My present life is Kendrick Lamar, a rapper looking at the lyrics to keep you in awe. The only factor I respected was raising the bar. My instincts sent material straight to the charts. My father kicked me out the house, I finally forgive him. I'm old enough to understand the way I was living. Ego and pride had me looking at him with resentment. I close my eyes, hoping that I don't come off contentious. I'm yelling, Father, did I finally get it right? Everything I did was selfless. I spoke freely when the people needed me, I helped them. I didn't gloat, even told them no when the vultures came. Took control of my fleshly body when the money changed.
Son, you do well, but your heart is closed. I can tell residue that linger from your past creates itself.
Father, I'm not perfect, I got urges, but I hold them down.
But your pride has to die.
Okay, Father, show me how.
Tell me every deed that you done and what you do it for.
I kept 100 institutions paid.
Okay, tell me more.
I put 100 hoods on one stage.
Okay, tell me more.
I'm trying to push peace in LA.
But you love war.
No, I don't.
Oh, yes, you do.
Okay, then tell me the truth.
Every individual is only a version of you. How can they forgive when there's no forgiveness in your heart?
I could tell you where I'm going.
I could tell you who you are. You fell out of heaven cause you was anxious. Didn't like authority, only searched to be heinous. Isaiah 14 was the only thing that was prevalent. My greatest music director was you. It was colors, it was pinks, it was reds, it was blues, it was harmony and motion. I sent you down to earth cause you was broken. Rehabilitation, not psychosis. But now we here now. Centuries you manipulated man with music. Embodied you as superstars to see how you moving. You came a long way from garnishing evilish views.
And all I ever wanted from you was love and approval. I learned a lot, no more putting these people in fear. The more that word is diminished, the more it's not real. The more light that I can capture, the more I can feel. I'm using words for inspiration as an idea.
So can you promise that you won't take your gifts for granted?
I promise that I use my gifts to bring understanding.
For heavy man, woman, and child, how much can you vow?
I found my life just to live one in harmony now.
You crushed a lot of people keeping their thoughts in captivity.
And I'm ashamed that I ever created that enemy.
And let's rejoice where we at.
I rewrote the devil's story just to take our power back. Carnated.
Woo.
So
good.
Yeah, it's a heavy song. So the third verse is essentially him, President Kendrick Lamar, as he said, having a conversation with God for the second half of that verse. So the song, as I interpret it at least, is about breaking cycles and breaking patterns of talented artists either falling prey to drugs or greed or gluttony, kind of like the 7 deadly sins. And it's Kendrick who has the ability, saying he has the ability to rewrite the devil's story if the devil, and resist those temptations if the devil is kind of going through generations of artists, starting from way back, but in this story, starting from John Lee Hooker in the 40s and Billie Holiday as well in probably the 30s. So that's my interpretation of that song, Reincarnated. And if you remember in Squabble Up, the intro, he mentions reincarnated. He said something about reincarnated. So he mentions reincarnated and like this rebirth. I should also mention that this is his first album on his own label. So it's a new era in his artistry. He owns his own masters now. And that's why you saw at Super Bowl, he was performing mostly his own songs. So he can essentially, well, you don't get paid for Super Bowl, but he doesn't owe people money. He doesn't owe his former labels to perform those songs.
Did we mention that John Lee Hooker, the lore of John Lee Hooker? Do people know?
Or is that Robert Johnson?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I think that's Robert
Yeah,
Johnson.
sorry.
Yeah, John Lee Hooker actually led a long life. He died in his 80s, in the early 2000s. But blues,
Why did he use him?
he used him because I think because of it's only a theory that it's about John Lee Hooker actually, but because he also he didn't succumb to drugs, but he was affected by gluttony and women and this type of thing, greed. So yeah, was kicked out of his house, etc. And blues has this history of. Well, you want to talk about Robert Johnson?
Well, the lore of Robert Johnson was that he's the guy who sold his soul to the devil for blues.
In
for
order to
music.
play. So there's a story about a popular blues artist, Robert Johnson from Mississippi, I believe, and the story is that he sold his soul to the devil so that he can play like so good, and then he died an early death. So blues has always had this kind of interconnection with devil and trauma, and blues is the foundation for R&B that we all know now. So what else? These are just some quotes that are probably. Oh, these are. I rewrote the devil story just to take our power back. Coronated, so that was the last line. So this is Kendrick saying that he can withstand the pressures of Lucifer. If you listen to Pimp a Butterfly, that was a common refrain like Lucy, Lucifer, Satan, devil. And it reminded me of this meme. Why I got to be the one to break all these generational curses? So there's a lot of pressure on Kendrick, essentially. And if you can imagine, I don't know if your family has some trauma and you're trying to break out of that trauma, this is the meme for you. So it's a lot of pressure on you to, I don't know, go to school, go to college, graduate, have kids, whatever it is, whatever the generational curse is.
That's another thing to add to your list of why you should listen to Kendrick.
Exactly.
E is like if you have generational trauma.
It's a journey working through it over the albums. We're not gonna have time to listen to Luther probably, but this is a song that is a duet with SZA, and the dates are showing wrong, but this made me this song samples Luther Vandross and Cheryl Lynn, which was a remake of Marvin Gaye and Tammy Terrell. But when I think about most successful male, female hip hop R&B collaborations, I think of this track by Method Man and Mary J. Blige, and then I also think of Nas, "If I Ruled the World" with Lauryn Hill from 1996. So a little of that for reference. To sample a track called "If the World Were Mine." This is "If I Ruled the World." So.
Life, I wonder, will it take me under? I don't know. Imagine smoking weed in the street without cops harassing. Imagine going to court with no trial. Lifestyle cruising blue Bahama waters. No welfare supporters. More conscious of the way we raise our daughters. Days are shorter, nights are colder.
Does anybody recognize the bass line?
Right. The world's hot, my son got knocked. Evidently, it's elementary. They want to
From anything we listened to today?
trooping out of state for a plate. Knowledge, if coke was cooked without the garbage, we'd all have the top dollars. Imagine everybody flashing, fashion, designer clothes, lacing your click up with diamond rolls.
Almost. Whacked out. Oh, who said that? Yeah. So.
Whacked out bass line.
So that's a bass line from that was reinterpolated.
I let them kill my joy. Hide them. They comp. Riding in my GNX with Anita Baker and the.
So yeah. So that's actually an interpolation of a track called "Friends" by Houdini, which is a very early pioneering hip hop group. This is when hip hop was very new. 1984, pretty newish, and that is kind of like I said, Kendrick going back to foundational music that he listened to when he was growing up, that his parents listened to when they were younger, in cars, muscle cars like GNX. So yeah, this is Houdini, 1984. So I'm wrapping up, but I have a few questions. How should we feel about this?
Turn his TV off, turn his TV off. Turn his TV off, turn his TV off. Turn his TV off.
And this.
So ironic.
Yeah, right?
Every morning I lose. I lose sweat. I lose time. I lose peace. I lose sweat. I lose time. I lose sight. I lose sweat. I lose time. I lose track. And I lose. Drop after drop after drop after drop. Going the distance. Losing. So I know I always win.
So it begs the question, is this album an anti-pop success? But at the same time, how should we feel about how it's commercialized to sell us products? Does anybody have any answers to that? Yeah. 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 Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I think if anything, he earned the right to do this. Like he's doing both, so it's okay.
Yeah, I feel like this is a way to say fuck you to the system and also at the same time get paid, like you said. And even the Super Bowl, if you go back to this has so many layers. I could have did a talk just on this, but I'm still baffled that he was allowed to perform the Super Bowl because he did it very much in his own way. And there's so many Easter eggs. I think he had buy-in from Jay-Z, who handles all of the music for the Super Bowl. But it's just a fuck you to the system. It's fuck you to white America on the biggest stage, the biggest sports platform. Everybody in the world watches Super Bowl. Everybody in America watches Super Bowl. And he did it in kind of like this revolutionary way. People downplay it, but I still think it was amazing that it was actually happened, whether you have qualms about how it was presented. But I encourage everybody to go and watch that Super Bowl performance. I'm gonna leave you guys with K-Dot versus Kendrick Lamar. There are two different people. People don't know this, but Kendrick Lamar is the artist that we all know and love, and K-Dot is a personality of Kendrick Lamar. Very much like Tupac and Tupac Shakur. So to the number Pac and Tupac. So who is K-Dot? K-Dot is a very unabashed, he's a menace, and he's very much flexing on you. So as soon as I hear a Kendrick verse, I know who's rapping. Is this K-Dot or is this Kendrick Lamar? Let me give you an example.
Good credit. Now I'm about to apply for Home Depot credit.
Text was all on my face, you know you're not safe. I know killers all in the hate, they do what I
You know what this
matters. Moving them matters. Sins on my body.
Kids on my body, and that's on my kids. I kid with nobody. You know what this is, the vamps and the boogies, we just do the party.
What you listening to is that
homicide.
The paddock is flooded, but way over budget, I lose it on tour. I would've said fuck you too, but you knew that the list was full. Having it my way like Usher, dawg. Red and blue diamond like Usher, dawg. Up score on you niggas like Rucker, dawg. I'm sore, cause I got it off the muscle, dawg.
Streets ready for this shit right here.
Eliante go big. White gold link fall on the belly. The emerald cut for hers and his. That bitch on point like ASAP Rally. I'm talking about The numbers is nothing, the money is nothing. I really been him, I promise. Say Kenny been heavy out west, and I carry the weight, nigga. I'm Luka Doncic. Conspiracy theories is given, but I must admit it, you got the wrong person. They bundling Maine, Chicago slang. Which one of you niggas a merchant? Merchant, yeah, merchant. Cardo my evil twin, Cardi my evil twin. My skin is smoother, my teeth is whiter, my stride is longer, my thoughts is brighter. The hate get realer, the love get fake, but when you this great, that's how you should like it.
So you could make the argument that when he raps over a trap beat, that's K-Dot. And when he raps over like a boom bap beat, that's Kendrick Lamar. But I wouldn't exactly say that, because if you listen to this from Mr. Morale.
Kendrick made you think about it, but he is not your savior. Cole made you feel empowered, but he is not your savior.
Two-time sinner, co-defendant, judge him in a minute. Ben aquí, c'est la vie. I tell the whole truth from A to Z. Aye, show me you real, show me that you bleed. Aye, hello, crackers.
Let me hear that back.
I seen niggas arguing about who's blacker. Even blacked out screens and called it solidarity. Meditating in silence makes you wanna tell on me. Bitch, are you happy for me?
So that's a kind of trap adjacent beat, but that was very much Kendrick Lamar. So it depends on the subject matter of what he's talking about. So let's see. Just from looking at him. Actually, that's him collecting his Pulitzer Prize after Damn in like 2017. Who do you think this is? Is that K-Dot or Kendrick? That's from the back of the Mr. Morale CD. That's Kendrick. Who's that? With Quincy Jones, R.I.P. Quincy Jones, by the way, rest in power. That's Kendrick. Who's that? That's K-Dot. That's K-Dot. If you've watched the performance, this is when he looks at the camera and says, "Hey Drake." So this is the menace. This is the menace. I should add that Kendrick and Tupac birthdays are one day apart. Kendrick is June 17th. Pac is June 16th. And they're both Geminis, so you can kind of... Who's this? Same performance. Who's it? Yeah, it's Kendrick. And then, who's that?
There's a Reddit comment that said that he looked like he bites. I laughed. I laughed
Who,
at that.
who would
for
bite,
so
K-Dot or
long.
Kendrick?
K-Dot.
K-Dot would definitely bite. So that's it. That's K-Dot, and thank you for everybody for coming.
Whoa, give it up for James. He spent so long learning how to use Keynote.
Yeah, my first time using Keynote. I
Good
usually use
job.
PowerPoint. So
You fucked up on the lyrics though.
yeah, some formatting thing. But thank you all for coming. Honestly, I do appreciate everybody taking out the time out of their day. You could be anywhere in the world right now, and you chose to come and listen to us wax poetic about this album. I feel like this is like important to do to, not necessarily us, but maybe with your friends, just listen to music with intent and actually come together. I feel like the algorithm so much makes us move on to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing. And we never really look
deeply.
Yeah, we never really engage deeply with works, whether we love them. Like, this actually isn't my favorite Kendrick album at all. This is probably my least favorite Kendrick album, but I still rate it. And I think that it's important to really dive deep into works. And actually, me, as somebody who's from California, who's from the Bay Area, if I can in some way help demystify like the approach and the sound. I wasn't involved in the album at all, but from my perspective, then I feel like I'm doing a community service of sorts. So thank you for joining. I really feel that's the love and the curiosity. Thank you.
You guys have any questions for James
Any quick questions?
or comments?
Oh, I
talk
sent
about
this to
this so
Cheryl.
much.
Yeah.
We have a work in progress list.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's misunderstood, yeah. Exactly. That's another Nas shut up. Yeah, so I feel like there's so many Nas references in this album, and it kind of speaks to like you can argue that Nas won the beef with Jay-Z back in what was the early 2000s, and it's Kendrick saying that like the real artistry will win over, and as long as you, what does he say in Whacked Out Murals, like know you a god even when they say you ain't, going up your rank. So just stick to your craft and you'll be fine. But my ranking of the tracks, we sent this
I think you mean all his albums.
of the album, sorry. I wrote it to Cheryl one
Yeah,
time.
we have a work in progress.
Yeah, if you listen to our chats, it'd be hilarious because we're like two insane people who are doing accents and stuff. Oh, here it is. Good Kid, Mad City, number 1.
This is yours.
Is a tie with Damn, yeah. To Pimp a Butterfly, number 2. Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, tied for 2. So I kind of cheated. Section 80.
Yeah, we tied like most of it.
Yeah, and yours was Damn, To Pimp a Butterfly, Mr. Morale, Good Kid, Mad City, and then Section 80.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think GNX tie with Section 80 for
Yeah,
me.
you could say that. Yeah, so like.
That's easy. Yeah.
Yeah, how about you? What's yours? Okay. Okay. Mr. Morale's last.
What? That low?
Oh. Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Trauma Dump, yeah.
Trauma Dump.
Yeah, I feel like Mr. Morale was so slept on.
I love Mr. Morale.
Yeah. Yeah, oh, to everybody, yeah. 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 It involves, repeat listens, and it revolves actually being committed to listening with the intent.
Yeah.
So it's
very much.
I've only done it once in my life, so I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. For me, it was very familiar. So when I went to the States, actually, not this last month, but the time before, I was like, like I haven't driven. Like I rented a car. I was like, I haven't driven in a long time. So let me actually like listen to something I'm familiar with. So like I feel more comfortable. So it was my listening album for driving. So yeah, imagine listening to that in the car. It's just amazing. But yeah, thank you everybody.
Thank you for coming.
Appreciate it.
Right now, there's going to be a talk at Kino about radio, community radio. So head down there if you're free. Thanks for coming. More to come.